defensively on the road last week in Miami and Missouri. New Mexico State returns home to the friendly confines of the Pan American Center, where they are a perfect 6-0 this year. Tonight they match up with a talented Western Kentucky squad that averages 83 points per game and won a pair of home games 1 week ago. Along with Russ Bradford, the former New Mexico State assistant, my name is Adam Young. New Mexico State experiencing the road in Conference USA, which hasn't been kind to anyone so far this year. And the Aggies struggled last week on the road, Russ, but the issues came on defense, not on offense. So it appears to be fixable, right?
It's very fixable. You know, Jason Hooten's year after year, he's among the best defensive coaches in the country. The problem tonight is this is a very good Western Kentucky team. They're very potent offensively. They shoot a lot of threes. They score a lot of points.
Aggies have lost 2 in a row. Hilltoppers have won 2 in a row, but New Mexico State has not lost in this building yet this year. The keys, as always, Russ, presented by the Southwest Chevy dealers.
Well, that's why I say, Adam, the first key is, I think, is transition defense. They're going to have to get back against the fast-paced Western Kentucky Hilltoppers team. They've got to limit fouls. This is a very good free throw shooting team that the Aggies are playing at 74%, and they shoot a lot of free throws. And they've got to contain Tegan Moore. Tegan Moore may be the most improved player in the league, which is a funny thing to say because he didn't play last year. But 2 years ago, he was 6 points a game. Now he's 18 points a game. So he's got my vote as of right now for most improved player in the conference.
The wins last week in Bowling Green for the Hilltoppers against Sam Houston by 11. A low-scoring win against La Tech by only 5. Meanwhile, New Mexico State tried to crawl back against FIU, lost by 15 last Friday, 7-point setback last Sunday against Missouri State. And it was a couple of stretches, Russ, that really cost them. Against FIU, it was the start of half 2. Against Missouri State, it was the start of the game. So it's imperative New Mexico State gets off to a hot start here today at home.
That's right, and it's interesting to me, Elijah Elliott, the hot shooting guard, combo guard, is going to start at the point tonight. He's sporting a new pair of shoes, you might notice, but I think the pressure is really on him defensively, is that he's going to have to prove that he's as good as Gabe Pickens and Chris Terrell defensively.
Aggies in the white here at home. Hilltoppers in the red, looking for their second true road win this year. Only true road win came against Eastern Kentucky. The lob up top for Juice Mims for the first points of the game.
Well, perfectly executed.
Starting 5 for Western Kentucky. Myers, Boyd, Newell, Boone, and Moore as Jones gets swatted away out of bounds by the freshman Armello Boone. Ball will stay with New Mexico State, and as Russ mentioned, Elijah Elliott making the start at the point. His first start this season. He's joined by Jones, Malanga, Juice Mims, and Jacoby Osborne. Aggies trying to go to 7-0 at home. Juice Mims coming off 22 and 14 against Missouri State. Osborne making his second straight start. Jamel Jones came off the bench against Missouri State and played very well. He's back in the starting 5 here tonight. Jones carves inside, fires it for Malanga. Pinballs out to Elliott. 2 on the timer, has to shoot it. He got fouled on the 3. And Elijah Elliott will shoot a trio of free throws.
Well, Elliott's off to a good start.
Russ, we kind of figured by right around this time, Elijah Elliott was going to be a bigger factor, right? It was going to take him some time coming off the ACL. Suffered a season-ending injury at Southern Illinois University early on a year ago. He was playing really well in Carbondale, tore his ACL. Recovery time, of course, took a while. So he was not a full go until late in the offseason, and now here in early January, Elliott in the starting 5. He's averaging 16 a game in his previous 3 coming in. And more notable for Elliott, Russ, his shooting numbers are going up. His field goal percentage was below 40% for a while. He's shooting 56% from the field in his previous 3 during this stretch when he's averaging 16 a game.
Well, I was at practice when Jason Hooten actually said that out loud. He says, you're not shooting good percentage because of this, and this. And, Elliott nodded his head, listened and nodded his head.
Moore got blocked. Aggies need to get back in transition. Hilltoppers really want to run. The Aggies want to push 2 guys back defensively to be better in transition defense here tonight because of the Hilltoppers' ability to run the floor. High post touch from Malanga. Hand off to Elliott. Hilltoppers really physical defensively in the arc. Osborne spins and he travels.
Well, they sort of hopped off one foot.
Once again, the offense has not been the problem for Jason Hooten's squad. Jason looking for his 300th career win tonight. But they allowed 89 in both games on the road trip. Jason said, I've never allowed 89 in 2 games on a road stretch in my entire coaching career.
Yeah, I think that's true, and what a nightmare for him. He's always been known as one of the best defensive coaches in the nation.
Sloppy start on offense for WKU, trying to settle in. They average 83 points per game, 4th best in Conference USA. Under 10 in the timer. This is Grant Newell going to work on Juice Mims. Turnaround jumper, good look for Newell. Misfires, long rebound picked up by Elliott. Push ahead to Jamel Jones, trying to bounce it around Boone. Back on the arc, step in 3. Elliott is good. Elijah Elliott. New Mexico State leads 6-0, 4 for Elliott.
And perfect pass by Jamel Jones.
This is the start that New Mexico State wanted. Batted away by Malanga, grabbed by Sear Malanga. No numbers though for Elliott. Elliott slices down the paint. Leans in, he got contact, and Elijah Elliott will shoot 2 more free throws.
Well, I like what he's doing so far, Adam. He's shooting the ball well, but he is looking to pass first, which of course is, you want every good point guard is looking to pass first. But the difference is that he can make shots.
Russ, are you seeing the growth as time goes on that Elijah is starting to play the way that Jason Hooten wants him to play?
Well, when the times I've been at practice, and there's nobody's safe at practice. I could get hollered at, but Elliott, like all the players, but he looks right in his eye when he's right in Coach Hooten's eye, nods his head, and sort of takes the criticism and bounces back. So yes, I have been impressed by him, and I'm not sure about, I'm not a doctor. I don't know how the knee is, but it seems fine tonight.
2 new Hilltoppers coming in. LJ Hackman checks in, and so does Cam Hafner, a sharpshooter out of Westfield, Indiana. And now the Aggies pick up the pressure here in the full court as Jones picks up Hackman, who brings the Hilltoppers out of the backcourt. An 8-0 start for the Aggies here at home, where they've been a totally different team this year. Moore hounded by Osborne in the corner. Great matchup here. Osborne, one of the Aggies' better defenders. Moore tries to turn the corner. Tip no good. Grabbed by Mims. Moore averages 18 a game, which is 2nd best in the conference. Elliott picks up his dribble. Osborne back to Elliott. Guarded by Newell on the switch. Mismatch here. Elliott's 3 is short. Mims grabs the rebound over Moore, and he sticks it back in over the 6'5" Hilltopper.
Wow, and that forces a timeout from Western Kentucky.
Hank Plona, in his 2nd year as the head coach of the Hilltoppers, has been really active the first 3 minutes. I mean, he's been frustrated with the Hilltoppers on the defensive end of the floor. They're getting beat to some balls, and right now New Mexico State has flipped the script from what we saw during the recent road stretch.
Yeah, and Hank Polona, who's usually fairly composed on the sideline, he's livid now after this start with the Hilltoppers. We talk about South Plains College. He got cut his teeth at South Plains College, as did his assistant Josh Newman. So we keep talking about South Plains as one of the top junior colleges. And by the way, that's where the coach there, Steve Green, he was the one who more or less delivered Randy Brown to the Aggies many years ago. So there's a long history with South Plains being here at New Mexico State.
10-0 Aggies. Jamel Jones hasn't scored. He's only attempted 1 shot. Anthony Visech did not start in this game tonight. Neither did Gabe Pickens. Jason Hooten said earlier this week, I'm going to shuffle things up, and he did. Elijah Elliott earning his first start of this season, and Osborne in there for a 2nd straight game as well. Now Visech in the game, picks up Tegan Moore. Anthony can really defend. He draws this assignment here on the 6'5" guard for the Hilltoppers. Hand off to Newell, going to work on Jones. Shoots it over, Jamel Jones. Contested jumper, the 7-footer Boyd grabs the rebound though. Hand off to Hackman. Hackman checked by Jones. Here's Hafner, who can really shoot it from 3. Contested 3 for Hackman. Weak side rebound for Elijah Elliott. Mims was open. Jones didn't find him. He'll heave a three, and he knocks it down. 13-0 New Mexico State.
Boy, he didn't hesitate there, did he?
Jamel was 0 for 6 from 3 in his previous 2 games. Did not make a 3 during the recent road trip. Hackman tries to split defenders, and he's bumped by Juice Mims.
Yeah, Aggies gambled a little bit.
Well, last time out of the first media in Springfield, New Mexico State trailed 17-7. A couple days later here at home, they lead 13-0. Back home and feeling good. Jamel Jones for 3. Aggies up 13 early. Adam Young, Russ Bradford back with you. Aggies are back home and playing well, looking for their first 7-0 home start since 2006-2017. Santa Credit Union is a proud supporter of the Aggies. You can visit them today at their Pan Am branch for all of your financial needs. You can also find them online at newsenda.org. Hilltoppers haven't scored yet. The Aggies holding their top scorer, Tegan Moore, in check. He averages 18 a game, also 6 rebounds per game for the redshirt sophomore out of Dry Ridge, Kentucky. And Jamel Jones. Russ, we've seen his offense level off a little bit. He was right around 20 a game the first couple weeks of the season, still 15 a game. And the Aggies' offense has been okay, right? I mean, they're getting balance, and the bench production's been really good all year.
I think that's right. And, you know, he's third on the team in assists, Jamel Jones. He's perfectly willing to pass to an open teammate, and he's an excellent passer.
Jason Hooten shaking things up. Starting 5 looked different. Visech coming off the bench. Jones came off the bench at Missouri State last Sunday. And he's back in the starting 5 here today. So now the Aggies roll with Gabe Pickens, his first action tonight. Mims, Jones, Visech, and Kyrie Smolin, who comes in for the first time today. There's Hafner, top of the key. Swings it for Cade Unseld, the redshirt freshman from Bowling Green, where WKU is located. Boone's also a freshman, grabs the rebound over Visech and puts it back in for the first points for the Hilltoppers.
Well, if he's not the best freshman in the league, Adam, he's among the best freshmen in the league. Very talented. He's bouncy, plays hard.
He's kind of been in and out of the starting 5 for Hank Plona this year. That's Jones' game right there. That's hard to guard, and Jamel Jones has a handful. Russ, I said a couple hours ago, I said this very well could be a really, really big week for Jamel Jones, and I think he could have 2 monster games. We'll see if that occurs. He's kind of got that feeling in practice this week. Off-balance jumper, no good for Armella Boone. The ball screens for Pickens, swings it for Juice Mims, who has shot the ball really well from 3 the last couple of weeks. All of a sudden, Juice is a real threat from the arc. He's 4 for 7 from 3 in his previous 3 games. This is Pickens, who bounces it for Mullen. Intended for Kyrie. Squirts out to Visech, who steps back and rims through the tray.
Nice and soft.
Aggies ahead by 16. Boone's floater, back rim, no good. High clearance by Mims, his 4th rebound already.
Uh-oh.
Jamel Jones, a heat check. Oh, yeah! Jones for 3.
I could feel that one.
Timeout, Hank Plona.
I could feel that one over here. I knew that was going in. Wow.
This looks a little different, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Aggies have really come to play tonight. I mean, it's, you know, their defense, their offense obviously is good, but their defense has been fantastic as well. If you're going to give Jamel Jones that one, that's nearly a layup for him.
You know, we've said it pretty much going back to the New Mexico game, Russ. You need to find a way to win on the road at some point, and I think this team will. But at home, they really love playing at the home floor, and they thrive and build off the crowd energy, the atmosphere. They really buy into that. Last year's team never did. And this year's squad really has.
Yeah, I think that's correct. And, you know, the Pan Am Center traditionally has been one of the hardest places for visiting teams to win in the country. And Adam, by the way, speaking of Jamel Jones, I'm old enough, you know, where I know people's fathers. You know, Cam Hafner's father was Scott Hafner, a great player at Evansville in Indiana. And Jamel Jones' father was a great high school player in Chicago, Drake Jones. That's how we know we're getting old, when we start knowing the fathers.
Aggies 7 of 9 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3. Pickens defends. Terrion Murdix. Contested 3 is good. That is a tough shot. That's excellent defense by Visech. Nothing else you can do. The aforementioned Hafner with the tread.
I shouldn't have said anything about Hafner.
Pickens shoots a 3, way off. Osborne the offensive rebound. Fires it back out to Visech. Off on his 3. Bodies flying everywhere. And Kyrese Mullen draws a foul in the interior on the offensive end of the floor.
And Kyrese Mullen really has his hands full with, he's giving away 4 or 5 inches, which is not untypical.
Visech on the catch, back in the corner to Pickens. Kind of clogged up in that area. Visech will reset, gets a ball screen from Kyrese. Jalen Randall now in the game. Randall zigzags, pinballs into the hands of Mullen. Murdix trying to force a held ball, and he does. It's going to be possession, Western Kentucky.
Well, we weren't sure if we'd seen Murdick. Where were you, Adam?
Murdix is playing for the first time since November 27th. He's been battling injuries, this young man, his entire collegiate career. Missed each of the previous 2 seasons due to injury. Was playing well early on this year, the first 6 games, and he's been sidelined since late November. So this is big going forward for the Hilltoppers to have number 11 in red back at the point guard spot. Murdix runs the point, guarded by Randall on the switch. A very smart, cerebral point guard, a veteran out of Springfield, Illinois. This is Newell. Back to Hafner. Hafner, a rare 2-point attempt, and he has 5 in a row. He only makes 6 2-pointers for the entire year. He has 25 made threes. Randall inside the arc. Top of the key for Pickens. This is Visech. Penetrates, dumps off to Osborne, who didn't time his jump, and he throws it away. This is the danger rush. You have that starting 5 in with Elliott and Jones, who were playing so well. You bring in the second unit, and now we've seen a little bit of a drop-off here, and the Hilltoppers are trying to get back in it. Moore guarded by Randall. Bounces down low to a wide open Blaise Keita, who just came in. The Aggies are going to make him earn the points. Keita will shoot 2 free throws.
Well, Kyrese Mullen had the right idea. Helped, but he probably helped a little bit too much there and lost track of his guy.
And now we're going to see 4 starters check back in here in a moment. Normally the second unit's been really good for New Mexico State, but that second unit looks different now with the starting unit looking different. Jones, Elliott, Malanga, Mims all returning. Randall stays in. Russ, do you feel like at some point we're going to see this rotation shortened to around 9 guys as opposed to around 11?
I don't know. I've wondered about that, but it's just that Coach Hooten has gotten great production from his bench, and I don't know. I don't see that as any of the potholes that the Aggies have run into this season so far. And then there's always injury or somebody. Remember last year when Filipovic got the flu, it really damaged the Aggies. But I think it's a real strength that they have this kind of depth.
Step back 3 for Jamel Jones, and he has not cooled off one bit. He has 11 now. The 7-footer Boyd is back in. Boone also back in, the freshman out of Lexington, Kentucky. Corner 3 contested for Newell. Good box out by Jamel Jones. Well done. He wants the basketball. He almost ripped that out of the hands of Malanga. Big screen by Juice Mims. Jones will hand it off to Elliott, who scored 6 early, making his first start of the season. Elliott, step back 3, left to the key. Mims, the put back down low.
That wasn't a step back 3, that was a pass, I thought. We're going to give Elliott the assist on that one.
We'll check the monitor to see if he gets credit for it. Already 5 rebounds for Juice Mims, who's on pace for a double-double. It would be his 2nd in a row. 6 points, 5 rebounds for Juice. Boyd going to work on Malanga. And Malanga fouled him, wrapped him up. Let's see if there's shots coming up or if it's on the ground. And it's going to be 2 free throws on the other side for a 38% free throw shooter, Noah Boyd. All Aggies, they lead by 17 in their return to the Pan Am. Impressive 9-minute stretch to start the game at home for New Mexico State. Hilltoppers on the road struggling right now, only shooting 23% from the field. Jamel Jones with 11 on 4 of 5 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3. It was 21-2 Aggies. Hilltoppers went on a 7-0 run. Now the Aggies have responded with 5 in a row from Mims and Jones, and it seems like there's a different gear to Jamel Jones on both ends of the floor so far tonight, Russ.
That's right, and remember, he rolled his ankle a little bit at Florida International, kept him out of the game, and he never quite got untracked.
Did not start against Missouri State. Jason Hooten said earlier this week he talked to Jamel before the trip to Springfield about him coming off the bench for that game, and Jamel handled it very well. Played well against Missouri State, but in the end, it was a 7-point loss in Springfield. It was a tough trip. I mean, you're going Miami to Springfield. Travel partners right now in the conference, and that is just not a normal road trip in conference play, but it is what it is. And that foul is called on Newell as he was fighting with Mims for the rebound, and Newell gets whistled for the personal.
Well, Newell's from our Chicago viewers will remember Newell from Whitney Young High School in Chicago. His brother was a soccer player at Western Michigan.
Rainbow lob to Jones. Hilltoppers need to find a way to stop him. Pull up Randall. That's too easy. Wide open to the free throw line.
Wow, and another assist from Jamel Jones.
That's 2 helpers now for Jamel, who's doing everything well. Here's Hackman working on Elliott. Floater off the mark. Tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the 7-footer Boyd. Russ, have you noticed an uptick here? I know it's early defensively for New Mexico State here in the first 9+.
Well, I have, and they've done a good job of, I was raving about Tegan Moore, and the Aggies have done a terrific job of controlling, probably the best player ever out of Dry Ridge, Kentucky, I imagine. But no, I'm joking, but he's been a load for Western Kentucky up to this point.
A slip by Mims. Elliott picks up his dribble, bounces for Mims. Hand off back to Elliott. Shot clock winding down to 4. Elliott grabs it on the end line. Randall gets it away, and Randall is fouled on the 3 with 1 on the timer. And right now, nothing is going right for Western Kentucky here on the road. You guard there, Russ, for 29 seconds, and then Randall heaves a 3 off balance, and Western Kentucky fouls him.
Yeah, and I'm sure Tegan Moore didn't mean to do that.
And they're going to review this probably to see if the shot got away in time, I would think. Bart Lennox, Steven Anderson, Landon Brandis, our crew.
Yeah, I wondered if it did. I won't be shocked if they. Oh, never mind.
They also checked to see if it was a 3-pointer or a 2-pointer. It is a 2-point shot.
I see. Okay.
So his toes were on the line. The foul on Tegan Moore is his first, and Moore still hasn't scored. He averages 18 a game. Randall, 77% free throw shooter. First action today for Jack Edlin, number 5 in red, junior out of Louisville. And Unseld returns. Moore goes off, so does Newell. And at some point, the Hilltoppers, if they want to mount a comeback, they need Moore to find something on offense. 21-point Aggie lead. Unseld for 3. He drains it.
Well, there's a mix-up there. And Jason Hooten is livid, and he should be. There's a mix-up there on a free throw. If you can't get back and find your guy on a free throw, that's very basic, defense 101. On a free throw, you should be able to find your guy.
The officials will review that at the next dead ball, the next media timeout. They call it a two-pointer for now. They're going to review it, though. Randall from the elbow. Fadeaway jumper drops in for Jalen Randall. Murdix back into the point for the Hilltoppers. See how many minutes he plays tonight in his first game since late November. Edlin swings it for Armello Boone, who rims off the three. Malanga boxed out, and it's grabbed by Elijah Elliott.
As I said, Malanga did a good job there. He didn't get the ball, but he held his man off and sort of knocked it.
Malanga fumbled the catch, and that went off his leg. Good pass by Jamel Jones. It was there. Malanga just wasn't strong enough with the ball. And now Mullen will come in for Malanga. Rush, there's so much there with Sierra Malanga, and we've seen gradual progress throughout the year, but I think the next step right here is you got to be stronger with the ball and go up and finish at 6'11".
Yeah, and he has, like a lot of big guys, he occasionally has the bad habit of bouncing the ball around the basket, which is the last thing a guy his size should do.
The footwork and the hands, though, are they all there?
Oh, I think so, and he's a great kid. He's a good listener. He's a fast learner.
Murdix dribble drives on Elliott. Couldn't finish. Excellent defense by Elliott. But Murdix gets it back. It's the side of the backboard. Randall trying to save it. And it's going to be Western Kentucky ball. Great hustle by Randall.
Now, nearly every practice I've been to, Jason, practice that sort of wall. He calls it walling up, where you jump straight up on a guy driving to the basket. They don't call it. In the old days, they would call that as a foul on the defender. But if you go straight up, there's a good chance you're not going to foul him.
Three-pointer is short for Ryan Myers, who just came back in. High clearance for Randall. Randall slings it for Jamel Jones. Mullen was open. The Aggies couldn't find him. Jones almost travels, stays with it, fires it in the corner for Randall. And it's slapped away out of bounds by Murdix, who gets in Randall's face. And Randall will walk away. Wow. Officials letting them do that for a little bit. I mean, Murdix, watch this. He's lucky he did not get teed up. And I get it with Murdix. I mean, you're trying to spark something on your bench right now. You're trying to get your team back in it.
And he's probably thrilled to be back in. He's had such a good career up to this point. He's just not 100% healthy.
Under 10 to shoot for Elliott. Going to work on Edlin. Elliott carves inside, fadeaway jumper, back rim no good. Mullen grabbed the miss, and Kyrese will get 2 free throws.
Mullen was like a great white shark there. I mean, he just went after that and just yanked it out of the Hilltoppers' hands. Watch him. Just pure strength there, and Unsold is a strong guy.
First foul on Unseld. Mullen in the previous 2 games, only 3 for 8 from the free throw line, 59% for the year. .23 Aggie lead, their biggest here tonight. 13-2 scoring run over the previous 4 minutes. Satch back in, he defends Ryan Myers. Hilltoppers have missed 7 of the previous 8 for the field before that shot. Weak side rebound for Mullen. Murdix picks up Jamel Jones. Maneuvers around Murdix, extra defender there. Mullen grabbed it, back on the arc to Visech. Visech to the rim, and he throws it off the hands of Edlin.
Well, good help by Jack Edlin.
So it's Aggie ball on the end line when we come back. Hilltoppers haven't scored in 2:24. They trail by 23. All Aggies here on top of Lou Henson Court. Adam Young, Russ Bradford are in hand. Aggies trying to go to 7-0 at home for the first time since 2006-2017. They lead big 34-11. Hilltoppers' top scorer, Tegan Moore, still hasn't scored in this game. He averages 18 a game. Well, the league standings kind of all over the place. Going into action tonight, the road teams were 3-17 in conference play. So when you look at the standings, Russ, it's kind of like who's played more road games than home games, they're at the bottom, and who's played more home games than road games, they're at the top. That's the way it's fixed right now in the league standings.
Yeah, and any road win is going to be a breakthrough. I think it's a tough travel conference and a very competitive league.
Of those 3 road victories, 2 of them have come at Delaware. So 2 teams have won at Delaware. The other road win was Liberty in overtime early on in conference play against FIU. Liberty trailed for much of that game. So road wins are seemingly impossible right now in the conference, and New Mexico State got a taste of that a week ago, and now Western Kentucky gets a taste of that here tonight. Hilltoppers lost at Jacksonville State on December 29th to start conference play, and then won twice at home last week against Sam Houston and Louisiana Tech. Pickens, the inbounder. In for Jones. Open look from the corner. Weak side rebound for Hafner. Hafner shuffles it off to Murdix. Here is Edlin, a junior out of Louisville, who doesn't score much, only 12 points all year. Flip back to Murdix. Finger roll, no good. Putback try is good, though, for the 7-footer who transferred in from LSU, Noah Boyd. Hilltoppers below, before that putback, they were below 20% from the field. Now they're at 23%. Besetch struggles with the catch. Jones backing down, Hafner. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Jamel Jones.
Well, Cam Hafner appears to be the only guy who can stop Jamel Jones.
Randall back in for Jamel. Jason Hooten has played 9 players so far. Chris Terrell still has not played. A season-low 3 minutes last Sunday for Terrell. We also haven't seen Augustine Ekwe yet. He only played 3 minutes last Sunday. Edlin heaves a 3, rattles out. 3 rebounders down there for New Mexico State. 2 ball screens for Pickens. The Aggies haven't made a field goal in 3 minutes. Pickens trying to create, bounces in the corner. Mullen for 3, he splashes it in.
Wow. Good patience by Gabe Pickens. He's just always looking to see who's open.
Mullen selective when he shoots it from the arc. He's 5 for 14 this year from there. The Aggies are giving Boyd that shot if he wants to take it. Jump hook is way off. And Mims grabs the rebound right around Leroy Odiahi, the Ireland native who's in for the first time tonight. Pickens the lob. Mims trying to go with his back to the basket and put it in.
Well, another great pass by Gabe Pickens. That could have very well been another assist for him.
Was the timing a half second off? If he throws it earlier, you think it was there?
Well, maybe, but what impressed me is watch the body control of Julius Mims here. Oh, that was Kyrese Mullins for a 3, but great body control by Mims because he sort of spun in the air before he almost tip dunked that.
His shooting numbers from the free throw line and from 3 were not good during his career until this year. He's shooting 73% from the free throw line. He was around 50% the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, he's shown up ready to play, coming from Idaho, where he had a solid career, but not a standout career, and he's having a standout season this year.
I posed the question to Jason Hooten on Monday. I said, is he giving you more on offense than you thought he would give you coming in? He said, oh, yeah.
And that just bounced off Leroy Odiahi, the Irish player.
Aggies with a chance to make this a huge possession. Already 1 point on the first free throw make for Mims. And now the Aggies will enter on the end line. Pickens in for Randall. Randall tips it back out to Besetch. He penetrates in the key, bounces off the defender. Mullen trying to grab the rebound. The Aggies have the arrow, and they'll have the basketball on the baseline again. The Aggies just a half second ahead of Western Kentucky on almost every single ball tonight. Mullen. Another three for the big fella.
Well, that's a nice, pleasant surprise. And he's got his hands full guarding guys much bigger, but they've got their hands full too, going out and guarding a guy who can make threes.
Foul called on Pickens, who initially had defended that pretty well against Edlin. The Aggies now with 17 bench points, 8 from Mullen. The Aggies average 35 off the bench this year, which is top 20 in the country. A nice luxury right now for New Mexico State. A couple of post players, Mims and Mullen, who have been highly efficient from the arc. Edlin now 7 of 7 this year from the stripe. 41-15 the score. In case you're just joining us, the Aggies jumped out to a 21-2 lead. Hilltoppers didn't score a point before the first media timeout. Cade Stinnett, seldom used redshirt junior, now in. Randall's pull up, back rim no good, grabbed by Stinnett. So Hank Plona really digging deep in his bench. This has not been the effort he wanted coming in. Setched guards Edlin. Exchange for Hackman. Hackman searches around for Setched, and it's bumped at the rim. 2 free throws coming up. Two things here, Russ. This one is not over. There's a lot of time left. 4:47 left in half one, and then 20 minutes, of course, in half two. Secondly, even if the lead stays big the rest of the way, you do not want to develop any bad habits on either end of the floor.
No, and especially when Middle Tennessee seems like as good a team as there is in the conference coming in Saturday. And the Saturday game's a little earlier, isn't it, Adam? What time is the Saturday?
6 o'clock. Yep, national TV on ESPNU. We're not looking ahead to Saturday yet, are we?
No, I'm
You're
not.
the king of not looking ahead.
I
here.
know. I hope that Jason Hooten has the sound turned down when he watches the film on this one.
1 out of 2 for Hackman. Setched into the forecourt, attacks right around Stinnett to the rim, and Stinnett blocked him. Setched thought he was fouled. 5-on-4 for the Hilltoppers if they hurry. Corner 3, Edlin, shallow. Mims, high grab for rebound number 9 here in half one.
Boy, he is such a quick jumper, and he timed that one perfectly.
Lob up top for Juice, and he's fouled by the 7-footer Boyd.
They just don't have an answer for Julius Mims now, who's going to have double-figure rebounds. He may have a double-double by halftime.
Russ, his motor just never stops either.
Yeah,
either end of the floor.
And now he's sort of rehearsing his free throw. He sort of hurried it. The last one that he missed, he kind of hurried it a little bit. And Hank Plona, he was one of the nation's most successful junior college coaches a couple of years ago, and he was off to a great start at Western. He just can't quite get on track tonight.
Myers back in for Hank Plona and the Hilltoppers. Second season as the head coach for Plona. Was under Steve Lutz for 1 year as an assistant. Of course, Steve Lutz now doing very well in Stillwater at Oklahoma State with our good friend James Miller, who's their associate head coach. Friendly bounce from Mims.
That's a very friendly bounce. He doesn't look like his so just so you don't think Julius Mims is playing the perfect game, his free throw looks a little off tonight.
Jones back in. He guards Myers. We approach the 4-minute mark. Thrown away, stolen by Pickens. Jones strong with the ball. Pickens was open. A low pass by Jamel towards his shoe tops, and now Jason Hooten says slow it down. And he calls out a play. Media timeout approaching. All Aggies here in the first half. Randall, Pickens, Osborne, Mims, and Jones. Pickens, pull-up jumper. Confident shot by Gabe Pickens.
I thought the defender got a piece of that, and he still made it go in.
Pickens coming off the bench tonight. The Aggies started Elliott at the point. Elliott's about to check in during the media timeout. Some rare minutes for Stinnett, who hands it off to Unseld. We haven't seen Tegan Moore in a while. Myers, contested three. Edlin, the smallest player on the floor, grabs the rebound, and he lays it in, the 5'10" junior. Four now for Edlin. Pickens initiates. Hustles it down low, lobs it for Mims, who couldn't quite finish at the rim. Pinballed off. The Toppers have numbers if they rush it here. Unseld will fire a three and drain the three. Now a timeout is called by Jason Hooten, which will turn into the media timeout. Well, you don't want the Hilltoppers to shoot their way back into it. Aggies have led by as many as 28, but the Hilltoppers have scored 5 in a row. 44-21 late in half one. 23-point Aggie lead. They've led by as many as 28 as we have 2:29 left here in the opening half. Aggies trying to go to 7-0 here inside the Pan American Center. Their first of 2 home games this week. Aggies also trying to beat the Hilltoppers at home for a 3rd straight year. 2 years ago during Jason Hooten's first season, and this is timely, New Mexico State trailed by 23 in half 2. Tanaj Petway helped lead a huge Aggie comeback. He, along with Femi Odukali, really good down the stretch. And the Aggies turned a 23-point second half deficit into a 72-70 comeback win. So that's timely because New Mexico State leads by 23 right now, but this one is far from over. We've seen comebacks between these two teams before.
I think that's right, and as we said at the start of the broadcast, this is an explosive offensive team, the Western team. This is a team that could very well come back.
They scored a 102 last Friday in a win against Sam Houston. They've scored 80-plus in all but 2 wins. They average 83 a game. This is how good this conference is, though, on offense. They average 83 a game. That is only 4th in the conference. There's 5 teams averaging over 81 points per game in the conference this year. Randall, Malanga, Jones, Elliott, and Osborne. 10 to shoot for Elliott. Had a great start to the game. Elliott blocked away, and that went off his leg. It's going to be Hilltopper ball with 2:09 left in the opening half.
Yeah, that was the right call, and no foul. It shouldn't have been a foul.
Juice Mims playing a lot of first half minutes per usual. He's back in. Murdix, Moore, Boone, Hafner, and Newell. Small lineup here for the Hilltoppers. Their shooting numbers going up. Now they're shooting 25%. They were below 20% for a while. The defensive stand for the Aggies so far. Murdix checked by Elliott, trying to split defenders. Mims diving for it. And that is kicked. It's going to stay Hilltopper ball.
Great effort by Julius Mims, who's doing a little bit of everything.
Tegan Moore will inbound for the Hilltoppers. Gets it in for Newell. Hafner swings it for Newell. Strong move to the rim. He got twisted around, and the Aggies clipped him. That's team foul number 6, so unless they give him continuation, no free throws yet. He might get continuation, though. He will. So free throws coming up. 2 shots for a 77% free throw shooter. Aggies haven't scored in 2 minutes, and a 28-point lead could turn into a 21-point lead here in a moment. Go back to last Sunday too, Russ, and a lot of Aggie fans probably thinking how quickly the Aggies turned a huge deficit into a lead at one point in Springfield last Sunday. Things can change quickly.
Yeah, and again, with a hot shooting team like Western Kentucky, it's a long way from over.
The Aggies trying to close out the final 90 seconds on a high note. Elliott to Randall. Every catch is difficult with this perimeter D for the Hilltoppers. An angle for Jones, throws it up. A lot of contact, no call. Here comes Boone, who speeds ahead. Hafner curls and shoots a three off the mark. Tip is up and in for the 6'4" freshman, Armello Boone.
Yeah, good timing by Armello Boone.
Hilltoppers on a 9-0 scoring run, so maybe a little momentum into the locker room for them coming up. Elliott lobs it, intended for Osborne, but it was deflected. Here come the Hilltoppers. Murdoch slings it for a good shooter. Hafner out of the corner. Airballs the three, but Boone got to it and flips it back in again.
Well, now the Aggies are just getting out hustled here, plain and simple. That last couple of series, they're just getting beat to the ball.
There's about a 9-second difference, game clock, shot clock. An 11-0 run for the Hilltoppers. And Boone just won't let Jamel Jones catch it. Now he does and has a crease. They tend to shoot, slings it back to Elliott. Trying to maneuver around Boone. Shot clock down to 4. Elliott bounces to Jones. To the rim, throws up a shot, gets contact, and gets free throws coming up. He wanted that call in the previous possession and did not get it. Jamel now 11 of 11 for the free throw line in the previous 3 games, including tonight. That snaps a scoreless drought of 3 minutes and 28 seconds, and it also snaps an 11-0 run for the Hilltoppers. .8 left. The Aggies pick up in the full court. Moore still hasn't scored. He has the ball here out of the backcourt for the Hilltoppers. Moore working to the rim, puts up a shot, no good, and he can earn his first points of the half of the free throw line.
And it looks like Jacoby Osborne took a shot to the chest, maybe.
And Moore is still down behind the hoop.
And it was good hard basketball, no ill intent there, but they both took a beating there. Oh, he slipped on the backstop.
This will be free throw number 1 in the half for Tegan Moore, who shoots 8 free throws per game. The Aggies have just done a spectacular job defending him. And you know he's off when he's missing free throws. 5th best free throw shooter in the conference, 84%. He's still in pain, you can tell.
Yeah, he might have twisted an ankle or a knee there.
They're going to get him out as Edlin comes in for Moore, and he is hobbling off to his bench. The Aggies with some time left, 2.5. Time for a shot for sure. Osborne finds Jones. Tosses it over his head. Kind of an awkward shot. And New Mexico State will lead by 18 here at halftime, but it could be much larger. The Aggies led by 28 with 3:36 left. Hilltoppers had a really strong finish to the end of the half. 46-28. Halftime comes up next. You're watching Conference USA men's basketball on ESPN+. Former Aggie great, the legend, Johnny McCants in the house per usual, watching his Aggies lead Western Kentucky by 18 as we get ready for half number 2 of play tonight from Lou Henson Court and the Pan American Center. First half stats are presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Mexico. The field goal percentage does not look sharp for Western Kentucky, but it was below 20% for a while. They really finished the first half on a high note. We saw a different level of energy on both ends of the floor from the Hilltoppers in the final 3.5.
That's right. They were 28% from the floor, but it would have been 18% if they hadn't got hot at the end of the second half.
How about rebounding right now? 25-17 the edge for New Mexico State. They've been out-rebounded in 3 of their previous 4 games against Division I opponents. They've been good in that category so far tonight, and of course Juice Mims is playing a big role in that.
That's right, and the Aggies doing a good job of taking care of the ball, not throwing the ball away, and sharing the ball. 8 assists as a team.
The Aggies led by Jamel Jones with 13. Randall has 6. Elliott 6. Mims 8 and 9. Pickens with 2. Mullen with 8. A couple of made threes for Kyrese, and Visech with 3. Meanwhile, for the Hilltoppers, spread out scoring led by Boone with 6. A couple of putbacks late. Tegan Moore still has not made a field goal. 0 for 2 from the field. And we'll see, Russ, how he is in the second half after getting kind of twisted up along the stanchion of the basket in the final 10 seconds.
Yeah, whether it was an ankle or a knee, I don't know. He does seem like he's favoring it a little bit, and it's a shame. It's too early to say he's the most improved player in the league, but he's made great strides since he's been at Western Kentucky.
I'm going to state the obvious here, Russ, but these first 5 minutes, it's going to tell the story. Either the Hilltoppers start strong in half 2 and really get back in it, or the Aggies could stretch it out again and pretty much put the game away.
That's right, and if it stays at 18 points with 10 minutes to go, that could just as well be, that could be a death knell for Western Kentucky as well. But I think it's a hot shooting team. It's a team that they've been struggling so far tonight, but sometimes this happens when you're traveling. You get kind of your road legs by the second half. You're not as jet lagged, and you kind of get loose in the second half. We'll see if that happens for the Hilltoppers.
Last Friday in Miami, the Aggies only trailed by 5 at halftime. Cut the deficit down to 5 at the break, and then turned it over a handful of times in the first 5 possessions to start half 2. And FIU was able to pull away and win the game by 15. So the Aggies are looking for a similar start to what they had early on half 2 in Springfield last Sunday. They'll try to put this one away early. Murdick starts half 2 for the Hilltoppers. Came off the bench to start the game. Screen for Hafner. His 3 is an air ball. Moore puts it up, no good. A couple of Aggies fighting for the rebound. Malanga and Mims both were there, and neither could pull it in, so it's going to be Hilltopper ball. Moore didn't quite have the lift on that shot attempt as well when he was trying to put it back in. So we'll continue to monitor that to see how he is early on in half 2. Another 3 for Hafner. This one banks in from the corner.
How did he do that?
Funky angle, and he banked it in from the corner.
I don't know if I've ever seen that.
And Hafner got 2 really good looks. Hafner all over Jones. Probably fouled him the first time. Gets called for it the second time.
Well, it's just the side of the back. This is kind of the side of the backboard. He got a nice spot. He gets a great lift on his shot, Cam Hafner. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about elevate. He's 2 feet off the ground when he shoots it.
Inbound pass goes to Mims. This is the closest Hilltoppers have been since the first 7 or so minutes of the game. Step back 2 is no good. Mims grabbed the rebound, and that has to be a foul on Armello Boone, who was right around the shoulders of Juice Mims. That was rebound number 10 for Mims.
But great effort by Armello Boone. He's an impressive freshman.
Elliott will trigger in. Lobs it in for Mims. Hafner draws the assignment on Jones. Jamel angles in the key. Jamel inside. A lot of contact. No call. Rebound pulled in by Newell. Open 3 for Murdix if he wants it. Instead, he takes it to the rim and he draws a foul. So Murdix will shoot 2. The Aggies haven't made a field goal since the 3:36 mark in half 1. That was that pull-up jumper from the elbow for Pickens. That put the Aggies ahead by 28. Now the lead's down to 15. Anthony Besetch will come in for Jamel Jones. Murdix is going to shoot a free throw even though the whistles came here. Besetch was trying to get into the lane, and Murdix will shoot it for real coming up. Out of Springfield, Illinois, the state capital in Illinois. You can kind of tell he's the energy player for Western Kentucky. He helps lead them, and right now he's led them to a 13-point deficit. High post Malaga. Back to Elliott. Murdix defends. Elliott swings it for Osborne. This is Besetch, guarded by Boone on the switch. Under 10 to shoot. Osborne penetrates. Osborne towards the rim. Floater is good for Jacoby Osborne.
Yeah, nice move by Jacoby.
First Aggie field goal since the 3:36 mark in half one. Hafner fires it for Boone. Floater short. Rebound number 11 for Mims. Cross court to Elliott from Besetch. Elliott penetrates, jump stop, and he's fouled. I think he was going up. Let's see if they give him free throws. And he will get 2 free throws. Foul is on Murdix, number 2 on him. This is a nice move, slicing in the key across the paint from Osborne.
That was an old school like Magic Johnson when he learned the hook from Kareem.
Tyrese Mullen had a good first half on offense. He comes in for Malanga. One more free throw for Elijah Elliott. His previous 6 points before that first made free throw all came early in the game. He, along with Jones, got the Aggies off to that 21-2 start early on. Lead got down to 13, now it's back up to 17. On the wing, it's Boone, the freshman out of Lexington. Murdix spins on Elliott. Floater is good. He is a crafty player. His first game since late November.
And he's got a knee brace on, just a massive knee brace. He's just a gutsy kid.
Battled injuries each of the previous 2 years as well. Missed the previous 2. Stayed in the Hilltopper program, though. That pass is batted away by Boone. Regained by Osborne. It goes to the rim. It gets stripped away by Grant Newell. And Jason Hooten wanted a foul call. Transition 3 for Newell. Off the mark. Long rebound to Hafner, whose floater is off the mark. And Mims will snatch in his 12th rebound. Elliott fakes the spin on Hafner. Mullen. 2 threes in half one, misfires there. Another rebound for Jews. Back out to Besetch. His 3. Back rim, no good. Mullen trying to grab the rebound, then Osborne was there, and it was last touched by Jacoby Osborne. It's a pretty good look, though, for Anthony Besetch on that step-in 3. Jalen Randall will come in for Osborne, and the 7-footer for the Hilltoppers, Noah Boyd out of St. Lucia, will come in for Newell. Hilltoppers have been playing catch-up pretty much since the first couple minutes of the game. The Aggies have led the entire way. Jack Edlin now in to run the point for the Hilltoppers. Bounces in the high post for Boyd. Squares up on Mullen, goes to work on Mullen, spins to his left at the side of the backboard. Mullen's given up some inches, but excellent verticality.
I'm so impressed with how smart Kyrese Mullen is, the way he played that.
Elliott blocked away by Boyd. Edelin was out of bounds on the baseline. And it's going to stay Aggie ball as Pickens checks in for Elliott.
Yeah, Elliott's been super so far. He's maybe going a little bit too far on some of these. Watch, he's in there in the tall trees. Maybe should have been passed. I don't know. He'd been so good. I hate to criticize him. He's been terrific up till now.
3.5 in, half 2. The officials are checking to see if it's Aggie ball, I believe. I think they're trying to see if the player was out of bounds, or were they trying to check the clock here? They were just trying to make sure that it was out of bounds on Edlin when he caught it. Hank Plona's Hilltoppers have fought back and made this a game. Mullen, the catch. Back out for Pickens, who just checked back in. Pickens bounces to Mullen. Power dribble, and Kyrese Mullen will get 2 free throws. Statistically, might not be his best game, Russ, but I think overall this has been the best we've seen Mullen play.
No, he's done a little bit, and he made the couple threes. Of course, that didn't hurt. Got his confidence up, but this is where I think Mullen can really excel. He's a little bit undersized height-wise, but he's got great heart, and he's a wide body.
For folks who haven't tracked his story, it's been an incredible story getting into shape going back to the offseason for Kyrese Mullen, who has lost around 40 pounds since the summer. Able to get into really good shape to play a lot of minutes off the bench. A transfer from Hampton. He's in double figures with 10. Full court pressure posing a little bit of an issue here for the Hilltoppers. They finally get it in for Edlin. Pickens guards the entire length of the floor. Tegan Moore still does not have a made field goal. 1 point on a free throw. Boom. Corner 3, Edlin. He drains it. A good 3-point shooter. And Jack Edlin now has 7. He only had 12 points the entire year coming in. Mullen looking for a guard to hand it off to. Every catch difficult. Pickens to Mims. A 3 in the wing. Battle for the rebound, pulled in by Noah Boyd for the Hilltoppers. Here comes Myers. Tries to maneuver around Pickens. He banks it in. +1 for Ryan Myers. And all of a sudden, the Hilltoppers have made it a 12-point game. 1 free throw on the other side for Myers. We said going into it, this first 5-minute stretch would be pivotal. And the Hilltoppers +6 in half 2. This one is getting interesting with 15:33 left in the second half. An impressive comeback so far for the Hilltoppers. It was 44-16 Aggies at the immediate timeout in the final 4 minutes of half 1. And now it's 52-40. A lot of time left. 15:33 left in half 2. West Star Bank is a proud supporter of the Aggies. They've been committed to the Borderplex region for over 30 years. Find them online at weststarbank.com. Jamel Jones still on the bench. Aggies go with Mullen, Visech, Mims, Pickens, and Randall. All right, now they're trying to stop this Hilltopper offense, which has found a different level. And Ryan Myers, the transfer from Western Illinois in Macomb, Illinois, will shoot 1 free throw to try to complete a 3-point play. Russ, you and I both agreed early on in this game, we really liked the way Myers looked coming into this game.
Yes, he's had some great games. He's scored over 1,000 points in his career, I think, and New York kid. But he's had trouble getting on track tonight.
Started his career at Iona, went to Indian Hills JUCO with Hank Plona, then led Western Illinois in scoring a year ago before coming to WKU. Where does the offense come from with this combination right here? Contested 3, Visech swirls off. Rebound collected by Newell. Toppers +7 here in the half. Trying to trim it to single figures. A clean look for Newell. And it's slapped out of bounds by Myers. Aggie ball. You know, it's hard to say the offense has really sputtered tonight, but you go back to the final stretch in half 1, the offense has sputtered since. Do you have to get Jones back in the game here, Russ?
Well, I think eventually. I think Coach Hooten is just holding his cards here.
Nice catch by Mullen underneath, and Kyrese will shoot 2 more free throws as he went up with it.
Well, he's you know, for him, we used to talk about the battle for turf, the battle for land, and it's not, you know, this was a huge teaching point with Lou Henson, is that down low, it's a battle for ground. It's not a battle for 11 feet up in the air. It's a battle for space, and this guy takes up, he's got his own zip code, this guy.
He's pretty much equaling Malanga in minutes here tonight. 11 minutes for Malanga, 10 off the bench for Mullen. 4 for 4 from the free throw line, 2 for 3 from the field. Both made field goals have been threes. Osborne comes in for Mims. The Aggies with 2 in double figures, Jones with 13, and this man has 10. Tyrese Mullen, who only averages 5 points per game. Trying to split the pair and put the Aggies up a dozen. It's both, and Newell grabs the miss. You can kind of feel it in the building. This one is getting a little bit too close for comfort after the Aggies built a 28-point lead. Murdick's trying to maneuver around Randall, and he draws a foul. He's just a smart player, isn't he?
I was going to say the exact same thing, and he does seem like he's limping a little bit, but he's tough and he's smart, and he's got great confidence. And I think he might be the guy, if they're going to have a comeback, he might be the guy to lead it.
Foul was called on Randall, his first here tonight.
I mean, look at that knee brace.
It's bulky.
He wouldn't get through airport security with that thing.
Remember, it was 21-2 to start the game. The Aggies led by 19 before the Hilltoppers could really even blink. And now it's single figures. And this is danger zone for New Mexico State with 14:40 left. Need to find a way to regroup and get back on track. Jones will check in. Silva Malanga next chance. Mullen made 2 threes in the first half. Long on this one. It's a good shot, though, for Mullen, who's been able to make that all year. Murdick's met by Mullen. Back out for Myers. Stabs and then shoots a 3 over Randall. And it's snatched by Pickens, who runs the floor. A lot of standing around on offense for New Mexico State. Pickens to the rim, lobs it up top for Jacoby Osborne. Sophomore to sophomore.
You know, Pickens has such a great feel for those lob passes. I don't know if you can learn that, or it's just he's just a smart player with the lobs. And you can feel that the building's come alive again.
Floater for Myers, friendly bounce. Soft touch for the left-hander. Hilltoppers doing this still without Tegan Moore. Moore on the bench. He's going to check in here in a moment. Mullen on the catch. Power dribble. Strip. Got it back. Puts up a shot. A lot of contact. No call. Pulled in by Newell. Murdick's trying to zigzag ahead. Murdick's a floater. No good. Tip no good. Grabbed by Osborne.
Aggies got a break there.
Randall for 3 in transition. Pinballs through. Jason Hooten will call a timeout as the Aggie lead grows to a dozen. Well, we have a ball game. 12:53 left. Conference USA action. The Aggies trying to stay undefeated at home and pick up their second league win. Hilltoppers not making it easy on a Thursday night for the Pan Am. With Russ Bradford, Adam Young on hand for the 16th all-time matchup between the Aggies and the Hilltoppers. The Aggies trying to beat the Hilltoppers at home for a 3rd straight year. 3 for 12 from the field for New Mexico State in this half. 2 of those field goals coming from Jacoby Osborne. The Aggies 1 for 6 from the arc in the half. That lone 3 made came from Randall moments ago that prompted the timeout from Jason Hooten as well. Big night for Juice Mims, who is 2 points shy of a double-double, 8 points, 13 rebounds. And the Aggies trying to hold off this Hilltopper comeback. So much credit goes to Hank Plona's bunch for not folding the tent when they could have when the lead got to 28 late in first half action.
That's right. I've never seen Hank Plone as upset as he was very early in the game, but he's got these guys going now, and they've turned it into a real game.
Tegan Moore back in for the Hilltoppers. Jamel Jones back in for New Mexico State. The top 2 scorers going into this game for these respective teams. Moore only has 1 point, 0 of 4 from the field, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, Jamel Jones 13, but all 13 came in half one. Hilltoppers looking for a stretch similar to what they had to finish off half one. The Aggies looking for a stretch similar to how they started the game when they led 21-2. Hilltopper ball in the red on the road, looking for their second true road win. Moore going to work on Osborne. Hilltoppers desperately need his offense. That might have been off the leg of Moore. We're going to say it's going to stay with the Hilltoppers. That was close. Inbounder is Edlin. Gets it in for Myers. Randall in his face. Myers slices in the paint. Shot was altered. Offensive rebound for Boyd, who got it wrapped up. Foul is called on Malanga. 2 free throws for Boyd, who is only 38%. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Neither big man shoots it well from the free throw line. Malanga nor Boyd.
Well, Sear Malanga's going to have to go get that. He's big enough to battle Boyd.
Boyd looked better on that one. Senior out of St. Lucia, who transferred in from LSU. Pretty good on those two.
Yeah, maybe the stats are wrong. Look like a beautiful free thrower.
We would like to repeat that delivery for sure. 12 1/4 left, half two. The Toppers have had the deficit down to 9 a couple of times. Jalen Randall way short on the 3. Oh, board for Osborne, threw it away. Right to Boone, intended for Pickens. Boone attacks, layup short. No basket interference. That was off the hand of Pickens. The rim was rattling, but it's going to be Hilltopper ball. Mims will come in for Osborne. Inbound pass to Moore. His best look of the night. Shallow on the 3. That would have cut it to 7. The Aggies have missed 8 of their previous 10 from the field. Jones has to take advantage. He's guarded by the much smaller Edlin, and then he fades away from Edlin. Oh, he had a huge size advantage on the 5'10" defender.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. He generally doesn't wait too long, but he waited till a bigger guy got on him.
Boyd puts the ball on the deck. Randall pokes it from behind. Pickens diving for it. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Pickens. Good hustle from Gabe Pickens, who poked it away from Boyd. Hilltoppers will have 13 to shoot right around midcourt when we come back with 11:32 left in the second half. Aggies lead by 10 here at home. (57-47) is our score here in the second half of play. Tegan Moore, the top scorer this year for the Hilltoppers, still without a made field goal in this game. The Aggies trying to continue to keep him in check as we go along here in the final 11 and a half. Upcoming schedule is presented by New Mexico State Marketing and Communications. The Aggies are back at home on Saturday, an early start at 6. That game will be televised on national TV on ESPNU. Then the Aggies will head to Liberty and Newark, Delaware to play the Flames and the Blue Hens before coming back home against Missouri State and FIU, trying to get revenge against those two programs. That's also part of a 3-game homestand with Delaware in town the next week. UTEP in a dogfight right now with Middle Tennessee down the road at the Haskins Center. 7-point game there. Middle Tennessee leads, but we've been tracking that one, Russ, and UTEP had it down to a 1-possession game a little bit ago.
Yeah, and it's not over.
Middle Tennessee trying to stay undefeated in conference play. More to the rim, and that's a charge. Drawn by, guess who? Gabe Pickens. Hank Plona can't believe it. Pickens was waiting for it outside the restricted arm.
Yeah, and Tegan Moore just, I feel for him because he's such a great player. He just can't get on track tonight. Look at Gabe Pickens taking all 220 pounds of of Dry Ridge, Kentucky.
Hank Plona just got teed up. And this is not the time for that to happen. Hilltoppers got the deficit down to 10, and he just got teed up on that call. He was trying to say Pickens was still moving.
He was definitely outside of the arc. We saw. I wasn't sure until I saw the replay. He was definitely outside the arc.
You know, sometimes coaches will get teed up to spark the team. His team's been sparked for a while. They trailed by 28 with 3.5 left in the first half. They're over that. So this will get New Mexico State 2 points on the free throws for Jones and the ball as well. And Hank Plona is still in the face of the official.
I mean, he's got his team going.
Yeah.
Every guy on the team is up clapping. I think he's got their attention. He has a huge reputation among coaches as being a brilliant young coach. You know, whereas of course Hooten's been a Division I coach for 20 years.
The Aggies have missed 9 of their previous 11 from the field. Randall for 3. It's a 5-point possession. No call there. Boone to the rim. Never quite had the handle on it, and it's Aggie ball. Boone never had a handle on it. He lost it going up.
Well, Boone reminds me of the Chicago kids the Aggies used to have. He's quick and aggressive, and he's still maybe a little bit learning to get under control in Division I.
Elliott working on Edlin. Now the Hilltoppers haven't scored in almost 3 minutes. Jones backs up on Murdix, and he's fouled on the shot. That's foul number 2 on Terrion Murdix, and I think the technical might have sparked New Mexico State a little bit, quite frankly.
Well, yeah, which is of course the opposite of and I don't know that Hank Plona was trying to spark his team. I think he was just angry at the call. You know, which is every right to be angry, but it was maybe it wasn't the right time to get a technical. I don't know.
Jamel Jones, a really good free throw shooter, one of the best in Conference USA, 82%. 5 for 5 tonight, 15 of 50 now in the previous 3 games. And Hank Plona has a cut on his hand. Slapped the scores table during that recent sequence. So we'll take a seat and take care of that. Lead is 17 now for New Mexico State. It was down to 10 moments ago. 7-0 Aggie run at a perfect time. Almost thrown away by Murdix, caught by Newell. Going to work on Mims. Jones was digging in there. Boone slices down the paint, lays it in, and one. Boone found a crease on Jones. He gets bumped, and he will try for a 3-point play.
That's what I mean about Armello Boone. He's incredibly quick. He's aggressive. He's a hungry kid. I think the Aggies need to back off a little bit. He's been inconsistent from the 3. They seem to be crowding him a little bit at the top of the key.
Yeah, I'm with you, Russ. There would be hard-pressed to find a better freshman around the conference than the way Armello Boone has played all year. 4-time Conference USA Freshman of the Week. And they've kind of been switching around his role as far as starter, coming off the bench. 4 starts this year for Boone before tonight. Did start this game, so start number 5, but he's come off the bench a lot as well. Randall's been good in half 2. He now has a dozen for the game. Jones has been good the entire game. His pull-up is short. Randall was crashing the glass, and he touched it last. Western Kentucky ball.
And does Jason Hooten want a review there? Is that?
Can't tell if he wants a review or if he's just calling a timeout. The bench thought it was going to be Aggie ball. I think he's reviewing this. Yeah, it looks that way. The officials will head to the monitor. The Aggie bench had the best view out of anybody, and the end of the bench thought it should have been Aggie ball. It was hard to tell. Let's see here.
And they wouldn't be biased, would they? Yes, that's
off the arm of Murdix.
Totally off the arm of Murdix.
So this call will get changed, and Jason Hooten will not lose a timeout.
And look at that camera angle by the Aggie Vision crew.
So this will get changed for sure, and the Aggies will have the possession up 14.
Well, they've got to go division. If that is the case, they're going to go deliver the bad news to Hank Polona, and he's not going to like that.
After review, Aggie ball.
Elijah Elliott will trigger in. Aggies with 3 in double figures, led by Jones with 17, 12 for Randall, 10 for Mullen. Mims right behind with 8. Elliott with 8 as well. Let's see if Jamel takes over the game down the stretch. Jones to the rim. He banks it in around contact.
Wow. Great body control by Jamel Jones.
19 for Jones after 18 off the bench last Sunday. Back in the starting 5 tonight. Edelin drives and kicks to Boone. Boone maneuvers around Randall. Back to the arc for Murdix. Not really a threat from threes. Blocked by Jones. Randall lob ahead for Elliott. Tracks it down in the corner. And he will reset to the head of the key. And now this becomes danger zone for the Hilltoppers, who cut it inside of single figures early on in this half. Step back 3 for Elliott. Hit as he shot it. And 1 for Elijah Elliott.
Wow. He has the best step back for the Aggies for sure. Watch this great body control here. It's just tremendous balance. Wow.
He can score in bunches. 11 for Elliott. Also has 4 rebounds, 2 helpers. Four-point play for Elliott, who's now attempted 8 free throws, making a half dozen of those here in the game. Hatman flips it for Boone, checked by Osborne. Jones guards Boone now. Osborne guards on the switch, now Mims on the switch. And the foul is called in the interior as Osborne was trying to not allow Boyd to post up, and Jacoby's given up about 6 inches on the 7-footer.
Well, Jacoby Osborne may be the most versatile defender on the Aggies. He can guard a point guard a bigger guy. He's got his arms around him there. That has to be called.
Bear hugs not allowed on defense. The Aggies on a 6-0 run. Lead's been as high as 28 tonight. Myers, bank shot no good. Boyd the rebound. Pinball's off for Boyd, who gets 2 free throws.
But I think this is what Jason Hooten was trying to encourage the referees about. We'll say that I do think that that Ryan Myers is close to carrying the ball. You know, in the old days that would have got called. He just occasionally has his hand underneath the ball. And maybe Jason Hooten's like me. He's been around so long. He's used to the being called tighter in that regard.
Great minutes for Mims, and now Mullen checks in for Juice. Boyd had made 2 straight free throws. Misses the first one here. Second try. Good. So 3 out of his last 4. He'll take that.
Yes, it's surprising because he's got a good-looking free throw. You'd think he'd be 80% the way he looks shooting it.
The Aggies trying to pull away again. They led by 28 with 3.5 left in the first half. Jones throws it behind Osborne, who is streaking to the rim. I think he was looking for a lob, and Jones thought he was fading out.
Well, this is an example of Jamel Jones, who's such a great scorer. That he normally would make that shot. He's looking to pass it.
Those two clearly not on the same page there.
I was certain he was going up with it. And I think Jason Hooten was just yelling at him to shoot that.
There's only been 12 combined turnovers, only 4 on Western Kentucky. Boone's floater drops in. Western Kentucky trying to see if they have one more comeback left in them. Elliott working the ball screen with Mullen. Mel Jones guarded by Boone. Shot clock down to 10 for Elliott. Boyd defends. Elliott the kick out. Jones a step in three. Swirls off. Osborne the putback. Osborne will shoot free throws when we come back.
Just great timing by Jacoby Osborne. Really smart the way he went after that one.
Sophomore out of Missouri City, Texas. Only 6'6", but boy, he plays a whole lot bigger. He's going to shoot 2 free throws when we come back from commercial break. That bench is still engaged. Aggies lead by 17 with under 8 left in half 2. Aggies have lost 2 in a row. Hilltoppers have won 2 in a row, but New Mexico State is back on their home floor where they play so well. They lead by 17, looking for their first 7-0 home start since 2016-2017. We talked earlier about road teams really struggling this year in Conference USA, and that's kind of held true so far tonight, but there was one road win earlier tonight. Louisiana Tech lost against Liberty at home. That came a final score, 72-56 final. Sam Houston won in Huntsville against Delaware for their first league win by 12. And it is a close one. They're at the final media timeout in El Paso. Miners leading the Blue Raiders by 1. That would be a huge win. Yes. I mean a huge win for Joe Golding and UTEP. Much deserved and much needed.
Well, still 4 minutes to go in that UTEP game, which is unclear from there. But yeah, it would be a great win for the Miners if they could knock off Middle Tennessee.
And the Aggies would like that, right? If Middle Tennessee came in here after a loss against UTEP, maybe they wouldn't like that. I don't know. I guess that could go both ways, right?
It could go both ways.
Either way, the Aggies will have the Blue Raiders Saturday, and the Hilltoppers will travel to the Haskins Center on Saturday for an afternoon game. 2 foul shots, Jacoby Osborne. By the way, the foul situation right now, New Mexico State in the double bonus, while the Hilltoppers in the single bonus. Osborne only 65%, gets 1 out of 2. Entering action today, the road teams were 3-17 in Conference USA play. Huge difference. Long rebound to Mullen. Speeding ahead is Elliott, attacks the rim. Last touch by the Hilltoppers. Aggie ball on the baseline.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Elijah Elliott just went and sort of apologized to Jalen Randall. Couldn't get the ball to him. Got himself stuck in traffic a little bit.
Elliott gets it in for Mullen. Back to Elliott. Newell defends. A lot of hand contact there. Mismatch. The Aggies want to take advantage. With Newell guarding Elliott. Hand off to Randall. Osborne exchanges to Jones. Under 10 to shoot. Elliott now guarded by Edlin. 4 to shoot. Edlin fouled Elliott on a 3 earlier. Gets rim. Long rebound tracked down by Boone, who pushes for the Toppers. Transition 3 for Edlin, shallow. And Mullen snatches in another rebound.
Careful.
Jason Hooten wants to slow it down here and run offense with under 7 left. Aggies lead by 18. Lead was 28 with 3.5 left in the first half. Hilltoppers got it down to 18 before halftime. Spin move by Jones, off balance. Grabbed by Boone, and he speeds ahead. Stripped away and stolen by Jones. There's only one motor for Boone, and he's running hard all the time. And then Jones was fouled in the backcourt, so he's going to shoot 2.
Well, Jamel Jones, great hustle, really saved the basket. He came from behind. His pursuit, he just didn't give up. His pursuit was really impressive there. He was well behind. Armello Boone, and Boone is plenty fast, and he caught up to him.
Russ, you can love the aggressiveness from Boone, but That's 3 defenders around him. That's a 1-on-3 scenario. You need to know when to pull it back and pull it out.
Well, that's what I mean. He reminds me of some of the Chicago Public League kids we've had over the years where they're hungry and they're tough and they're go-getters, and it's just a matter of sort of having a little bit of savvy and get a little bit more crafty. Armello, I want to go on record. He is going to be a great player, Armello Boone. I'm so impressed with him. But he might, just when to put on the brakes and when to put on the gas is going to be something for him to sort of focus on over the rest of the season.
Jamel Jones, 8 for 8 from the free throw line. He has made 18 straight in his previous 3 games from the line. Moore, first made field goal, and it comes with 6:15 left in the second half. I am stunned that we just said that.
Yeah, and just terrific effort by Jacoby Osborne and Jamel Jones, the other guys who've been guarding him.
The Aggies haven't made a field goal in 3:15, but the Hilltoppers not taking advantage. The Aggies are making free throws. Mullen backing down Moore, inside outside Visect. That's off the back of Newell. That's going to be Aggie ball. Great hustle by Newell right in front of us. I don't know if it was road legs or what, but an uncharacteristically bad start for the Hilltoppers. And since the first 13, 14 minutes of the game, they have completely flipped that. 3 to shoot for Elliott. Looking for a foul, doesn't get it. Grabbed by Moore. Hackman, driving a kick. Corner 3, good look again for Elin. Misses that one short again, but the foul is called on Osborne on the rebound try. This will lead to 1-and-1 coming up, and I believe the shooter is going to be Moore. It will be. Free throw short for Moore. 1 out of 3. You know he's not feeling great when he's missing free throws.
Yeah, I wonder if Tegan Moore is if he's just not feeling well.
Juice Mims now back in, so is Pickens. Mullen hands it off to Jones. Backs up on Newell, and he dribbled it off his foot. He's playing around with it a little bit too much. Aggie offense not in sync in this half. They were in sync in half 1, especially the first 17 minutes of that first half. 46 in half 1, only 27 in half 2. They're only shooting 27% from the field in the half. Moore shoots it over Mims. Mullen grabs the miss. Rebound number 7. Tyrese had to grab it a second time. Here comes Pickens. He'll slow it down. Part of the point number 2 for New Mexico State is they're trying to slow the game down and use some clock. That's been part of it as well in offense. Pickens, pick and roll with Mullen. Visect bounces to Pickens. 2 to shoot. Floater good for Gabe Pickens in the key.
Well, and this is why I think Jason Hoot went with Gabe Pickens in the last few minutes for his decision making, and that was a smart decision by Gabe Pickens.
First Aggie made field goal in 4.5 minutes. They've outscored Western Kentucky by 2.5. Mims draws the assignment on Moore. Moore slips and lays it in. Too easy. Jason Hooten trying to figure out what happened right there. Moore slipped, and then the Aggies threw it away. Mims throws away the inbound, which will take us to the Under 4 media. And it comes at a big time for New Mexico State. Back-to-back mental mistakes. First on defense, then on offense. 75-57, the Aggies lead by 18 with 3:50 remaining. (75-57). New Mexico State leads by 18. Hilltoppers have had this deficit down to single figures, Russ, a couple of times in this half, but couldn't quite get over the hump when they got it down to 9. course, the technical on Hank Kloma was big. That was the turning point in this half. Not over yet, but the Aggies in a much better spot with 3:50 left.
No, that's right. Although that's not going to keep Jason Hooten from being annoyed with a couple sloppy turnovers, a couple careless turnovers, and boy, he gave him an earful during the timeout.
Jason Hooten looking for his 300th career victory tonight between his time at Sam Houston and New Mexico State. The Aggies trying to hang on and give it to him as he talks to Preston Laird, one of the Aggie assistants. This is Preston's scout tonight. Did a great job, per usual, with his scout.
Yes, he should get some sort of bonus or something.
Jason Hooten's first season at Sam Houston was 2010, 2011. His first ever win as a head coach came against Mary Hardin Baylor back on November 13th of 2010.
And that was against his old college coach. That's where Ken DeWeese, who he coached him at McLennan Junior College, was at Mary Hardin Baylor. I'm 99% sure on that one.
I don't even want to fact check you, Russ, because I've been with you so long where I know 99.9% of the time you are right.
And I'm getting where I remember the fathers of some of these guys. I remember Scott Hafner. He was a great player.
Jason Hooten says, finish strong to his bench. Trying to go to 7-0 at home. It is Hilltopper ball. The Aggies threw it away on the inbound before the media. The Aggies guarded the lob well. Issues getting that ball in. Finally stuffed in for Hackman in the corner. Working hard to Visech. Leans in. Ripped in by Mullen. Rebound number 8 for Mullen. Visech slow to get up.
That was great defense by Anthony Visech.
Chris Terrell has not played tonight. Season low 3 minutes last time out. Rotation has been a little bit shorter in this game. No Augustine Ekwe either. He has not played either. Ekwe only had 3 minutes against Missouri State. Pickens with 4. Pickens to the rim. Changed his hand in midair. Went to the left. And then Mims collects the offensive rebound. Jones is bumped and he's going to shoot 2 more free throws.
Well, huge rebound by Julius Mims. And that wasn't a bad shot by Gabe with the shot clock running down.
How about this, Russ? 14 rebounds in back-to-back games for Juice Mims.
Yeah, he's really come into his own here. It's almost like he likes the warm weather of Las Cruces better than the cold weather of Idaho.
Jones 9 for 9 from the stripe. So many players have bought in. It seems like the entire team has bought in, but I can almost assure you that nobody has bought in more to Jason Hooten than number 0, Juice Mims. I mean, he's fully bought in.
I think that's absolutely right. And as you know, the season can sometimes go in waves. Like I didn't think Kyrese Mullen was ever going to help the Aggies, but he keeps getting in better and better shape, dropping the weight, and he's been a load.
First miss in a couple of weeks from the free throw line for Jamel Jones. 3 minutes left. Hackman, good verticality by Osborne. Offensive rebound. Boone has done that 3 times in the game. Just getting the putback and sticking it back in. And the forecourt for Osborne. Kicks out to the corner for Visech. Kate Stinnett back in the game now for the Hilltoppers, number 10 in red. Pickens lobs it up top for Mims. Just out of his reach. I don't think Mims wanted it. It was contested, and the Aggies turn it over. Edlin turns the corner to Stinnett. Floats it, no good. Grabbed by Jamel Jones. 2:10 left. Aggies just trying to use some clock. Hank Kloma tells Stinnett, don't foul yet. Inside of 2 minutes. Pickens speeds around Stinnett. Got it blocked away with 6 on the timer. Pickens will trigger in. In for Jones. Inside the arc. Jamel crosses over. One on the timer, gets it away. Missed it short, but the Aggies did use a lot of clock on that trip. And that's most important right now. Leading by 17. 3 for Unseld. Makes it a 14-point game. Jamel Jones wide open at midcourt. See if the Hilltoppers just play it out or foul somebody. Cutting is on Osborne. Probably got away with a traveler right there. The Aggies haven't made a field goal in 2:46. Just trying to use clock here down the stretch. Lead was as high as 28. The Aggies never trailed tonight. 4 to shoot for Jones. Jamel to the rim, and he gets fouled going up. So you use clock and you get free throws. 2 of them coming up for Jamel Jones.
And he deserves to look tired. He's played his tail off tonight, but Jamel looks worn a little bit. He needs a good meal and go to bed early tonight.
Speaking of being tired, they're in overtime now at the Haskins Center, so Middle Tennessee will have to play at least 5 more minutes on the first leg of their road trip. They will come here Saturday night.
Well, if I'm Jason Hooten, I'm hoping it'll go into 7 or 8 overtimes and really wear out Middle Tennessee.
Big night for Jamel Jones. Randall comes in for Jones. And Chris Terrell will see his first action tonight. I've been keeping a close eye on Terrell on the bench. His attitude has been great the entire night.
Yes, no surprise. He and Gabe seem to get along really well, and they're often battling for minutes.
Blocked away by Osborne at the rim. Boone was trying to hammer it. Terrell swings it for Randall. No fouling yet for the Hilltoppers. I think Chris Terrell knows, Russ, that Saturday he could play 15-20 minutes. It could change game to game. Here is Terrell. Works around Edlin. Terrell, finger roll goes home.
Well, good for Chris Terrell. He's been terrific all year for the Aggies.
Hackman used the backboard to pass it to himself.
Little playground action for Hackman.
That was nifty. And now Chris Terrell can dribble it out. And New Mexico State will hand Jason Hooten his 300th win.
300 wins, that's impressive.
Aggies are 7-0 at home for the first time since 2016-2017. They led by 28 late in half one. Hilltoppers cut it to single figures. The Aggies able to withstand that. And they win this one by a final of 80-64 to give Jason Hooten career win number 300 on a Thursday night from the Pan American Center. So congrats to Coach. 24 from Jamel Jones, but it was far from the Jamel Jones show. The Aggies had pretty good balance here tonight again. 12 for Elliott, 10 for Mullen. He also had 8 rebounds. Jalen Randall with 12 off the bench. The Aggie bench scored 31, so the bench was good again. And the Aggies only shot 39%, but they made a lot of free throws. They attempted 34, they made 26. And the Aggies will celebrate with Coach after his 300th career win. They're going to have to mop up the floor. That's water all over Lou Henson Court. He's going to be all wet with the headset. Well, you love to see that. He gets a big hug from Terriante Thomas, who's been a part of so many of these wins. He played for Jason Hooten to Sam Houston. Now on the staff here at New Mexico State. And a soaked Jason Hooten makes his way towards us. 80-64 the final score. Aggies improved to 9-5. They are now 2-2 in Conference USA play. They get back on track here at home. Hilltoppers drop to 9-6, 2-2 in league play. Coach will make his way towards us after his 300th career victory. You have so much going on. I know you're prepping nonstop, Coach. Did you even know you were sitting our 299 going into this game?
Well, unfortunately I did, and it probably just put in a lot more angst than I already had after coming off of 2 road losses. And when you're close to a milestone like that, too many people know when they call you and text you. And I didn't know up until about 2 weeks ago. And then, unfortunately, my wife reminded me right before that last road trip. She wrote a note and put it in my bag and said, you know, that congratulations, and I hope that I want to be there, but I hope that you get it, and, you know, you get it on this road trip. So, you know, I'm excited. I mean, you know, when you start coaching, you got no idea where this thing's going to take you, and, you know, I'm just blessed to have the opportunity. I've had unbelievable assistant coaches and amazing players, and that's the only way you can get to where, you know, where you get. And so, you know, I'm just very blessed, and I think about all the great teams that we've had and how hard guys have worked for us. And, you know, really and truly, that's just what it's really all about.
A lot to unpack from this game here tonight. You jumped out to a huge lead. It was 21-2 at one point. And I'm sure you're going to say, once Western Kentucky got it down to 9, your guys were able to respond, right? I mean, if you run away with this and win by 30 and don't get tested at all, what do you learn from this game? But did your team show you something here tonight?
Man, did they? I was absolutely, positively excited about when they did cut it to 8 or 9. We got it back to 20, and that's what a good basketball team needs to do. So I was really pleased with the way we finished the game. I thought we didn't get sloppy. You know, our defense has really been lacking. I've really challenged our guys to play defense. But tonight we gave them 64 points, and they're a really, really good basketball team. Like a lot of teams in our league right now, trying to find a way to win on the road. And, you know, it's tough. So we'll have to play them again, you know, at their place down the road. But just for right now, I'm just excited about our guys playing well tonight and winning a basketball game. And, you know, we get an opportunity now to prepare and get ready for Saturday, another really, really good basketball team in front of our home crowd.
What did Jamel Jones show you here tonight?
Well, you know, the biggest thing with Jamel, I don't have a problem with the ability to score the basketball. We all know, you know, how well he can do that. And for me, it was just the fact that, you know, he got some stops down here on this end and got some rebounds. And, you know, I challenged him at halftime. He didn't have any rebounds at halftime. And, you know, I challenged him, you know, to try to help this team any way he possibly can. And really and truly, the only negative I see tonight was just that we just played really poorly offensively in the second half, shot 29%. So that was really it. Other than that, you know, we got to the 80 mark and we held our opponents to 64. And, you know, I think that's a good recipe for winning basketball. So we're excited, and we'll get ready to come back out on Saturday and try to go get another one.
10 points, 8 rebounds for Kyrie Smolin. How proud are you of him and just his continued progress day to day, week to week?
Well, you know, his family's here, so I was excited. I know his baby's here, and his mom and his dad and everybody. And so, you know, he's really started to come on. I think we're starting to get a glimpse of the player that we recruited. And, you know, we're going to need him. I thought he really, against their size down there, he just shows how strong he is and how good of a rebounder he is. And, you know, look, you can't leave off Juice Mims. I mean, 15 rebounds. The guy's maybe one of the best athletes that I've ever coached.
Well, your career started as a head coach on November 13th of 2010. You beat Mary Hardin Baylor. Crows scored 21 for you that night for Sam Houston, and now you get win number 300 tonight. Do you remember anything about that first game?
I do. The biggest thing I remember about that night was that game was against one of my college coaches.
Russ brought that up, yep.
And, you know, the man that, besides Coach Reisman and my high school coach, Mark Osina, Ken DeWeese means a lot to me. And I wouldn't be probably where I'm at today without him giving me a chance to play basketball at McLennan Community College in 1987 and teaching me a lot about toughness, a lot about grit, a lot about defense and rebounding. And, you know, I've just been really blessed to have a lot of great coaches. But, you know, I do remember that night because, you know, it was against one of your mentors. Yeah. It means a lot. Yeah. And, you know, he was coaching at a Division III school, which obviously we were supposed to win that game. But, again, you know, Coach Reisman, you know, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair today if it wasn't for him. And, you know, he's got about 800 wins like Coach Henson. So those two guys to me are guys that I look up to highly.
Coach, appreciate the time as always. Congrats on the win, and congrats on number 300 for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Jason Hooten joining us, 80-64 final score, 24 for Jamel Jones. And New Mexico State defeats Western Kentucky here tonight. Third straight year the Aggies have defeated the Hilltoppers here on top of Lou Henson Court. All right, let's take a look at the final highlights. They are presented by Memorial Medical Center, the official healthcare partner for Aggie Athletics. The Aggies jumped out to a huge early lead. They did not allow a point until the second stretch after the first media timeout. They led 21-2 early on in the game. The Hilltoppers played a whole lot better in the final 23 minutes, but it was all Aggies for the first 17 or so minutes of the game. In fact, the Aggies led 44-16 with 3:36 left in first half. But Russ, you and I have seen enough of this Hilltopper team. We knew at some point they were going to make a run, and they really made a run in the first 6 or 7 minutes in half two.
I think that's right. The Aggies they just pummeled them early, and it was just too much for them to overcome.
Hilltoppers able to cut the deficit down to 9 a couple of times in that second half. I think a big turning point was when Hank Plona was teed up. It was 57-47. The Aggies then went on a 34-16 run right after that. Or I should say Western Kentucky was on a 34-16 run before the tee. Aggies went on an 18-10 run after it, able to get the lead back up to around 18 or 20. And they're able to finish off the win. Like Jason Hooten said, the Aggies only shot 29% from the field in half two. So the overall shooting number is not great, 39%, which is really low for New Mexico State. I mean, they were 46% or better in 4 straight games into tonight. But in the rebounding department, they were very good, and they shot a ton of free throws, and they made those free throws.
That's right. And you said before the game started, it's going to be a real test for the Aggie defense, and I'll give them as a former New Mexico State professor, I'll give them the A+ on defense tonight.
And we talked earlier, Russ, about Western Kentucky being the team that shoots a lot of free throws. The Aggies shot 11 more than WKU. Hilltoppers were averaging 28 free throw attempts per game. That was top 11 in the country. The Aggies, I feel like, Russ, defended pretty well without fouling, which was a huge issue during the recent road trip.
That's right, and they had trouble with good three-point shooters on the road, and they really shut down the Hilltopper three-point shooters tonight.
All right, let's take a look at our Whataburger play of the game. We had some options. The alley-oop dunk to Osborne was certainly an option on the pass from Pickens, but this 4-point play with around 9:15 left in half two for Elijah Elliott. When the Aggies were trying to find some sort of a rhythm on offense, that was a big point in this game here tonight.
That's right, and he did a terrific job tonight exclusively playing the point. He didn't play the two-guard spot at all tonight.
Aggies win this one by a final score of 80-64. Down the road at the Haskins Center, UTEP leads by 1 with 5 seconds left. So we'll see what happens in that game, but UTEP might pull out a win against Middle Tennessee. Not sure the situation, who has the ball. We're trying to finish off our telecast here. But Middle Tennessee could come in fresh off a loss against UTEP if that holds down the stretch.
That's right, and UTEP plays early in the afternoon that day, so they won't have much time to recover either. But it'll be interesting to see with 6 seconds to go. We don't have time to get down there, do we?
I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think so. Unless it goes to another overtime, maybe
we could, yeah.
The Hilltoppers will travel to the Haskins Center for a game Saturday afternoon. Meanwhile, New Mexico State will host Middle Tennessee coming up Saturday at 6. We do not have that broadcast. That is on ESPNU, so it's national TV coming up this weekend. Also want to send congrats to the Aggie women as they defeated Western Kentucky in Bowling Green tonight. So Jody Adams' squad has now won 3 of their previous 4 as they improved to 2-1 in Conference USA action. Big thanks to our entire crew, our director, Vinny Conway, our producer tonight, Maya Rivera, Rito Rodriguez, Val Luz Pastrana, Jared Woods, Anthony Casals on staff, my partner Russ Bradford, Adam Young saying so long from the Pan American Center. New Mexico State able to hang on. They led by 28 in half one. They win by 16 against the Hilltoppers, and they are 7-0 at home for the first time since Paul Weir's only year as the head coach, the 2016-17 campaign. All games airing on the ESPN networks. They are streaming live and also archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Good night from Lou Henson Court.